I'm the founder of the company. Plumber. The family business was established in 1906. Actually, my father just recently retired, and 90% of the projects that we did were all on the repair side. So the HydroClean is the product. We're going to get into that a little bit more, but it's been in development since 1999. Our mission is to provide innovative premium plumbing products focused mainly on water conservation. So our research has shown that the majority of deficiencies in both old and new toilets, so both 1.6s, 3.5, 5, all of them, there's some major gaps that they can be improved on. This product that we have will work in all the different makes and models. It's something that even if there's zero water savings right now, because it detects leaks, it makes that 1.6 even more sustainable. Also, the product's available through Home Depot, Ace, True Value, Do It Best. So there is the distribution. We're in Ferguson on the wholesale side for the plumbers. So we have plenty of distribution. Our targets are a lot to do with property management as well. So we're already a preferred product with Marriott. We do a lot of stuff with hotels and apartments as well. Okay, so moving right along, the product here is HydroClean. I don't want this to be just all on the product, but I do need to talk on where the water savings is, so we can talk about where the problems are. So this is really the solution. So this is it's a sustainable solution. Installs easily. Actually, no tools required. There is a leak detection component. Basically, we have jets at the very bottom of the tank, and what that does, here, if you open up this little flyer here, you can see that a little better. So we have these jets at the bottom of the tank. What ends up happening is, you know how you look inside the tank, you get all that rust and iron bacteria inside the tank, and you get that slime that builds up in the flapper that can create leaks. So what we have is we have these jets, and what that does is it directs water every time it's filling the tank, is cleaning it out. So it eliminates that iron bacteria that builds up. It eliminates that slime that builds up on the flapper that can create leaks. Plus, every time the valve comes on, a shot of air goes through those jets. So it's something that you don't notice when the toilet's being flushed, but if no one flushed the toilet, it's enough it's a distinct sound to alert you that there's a leak. The other thing of it is we have a little valve right up at the top here, top of the valve. That's our mini valve. What that does is it allows you to calibrate how much water is going back down to your toilet bowl. So this will all start making more sense after we get into it. Lastly, we have a 5-year warranty where standard is 1, and the parts are easily replaceable and also readily available. All right, so common toilet problems. Traditionally, what ends up happening is, you know how you flush the toilet and the bowl always fills up before the tank? You see the water level in the bowl just start rippling for a while. Whenever you see that ripple inside the bowl, what's happening is there's water pouring out of the backside of the trap. And it's up to 1.5 gallons of water per flush just going right down the drain. Now, we've tested that at a couple of Marriotts and measured it up to 200 ounces. So that's just over 1.5 gallons of water per flush that's just going right down the drain. The reason why that happens is because every single toilet fill valve is designed to fill the largest toilet bowls. And it's actually by code that they have to deliver enough to fill the largest bowls. So there's a set ratio between filling the tank and the water that's going back down to refill your toilet bowl. So because they have to err on the high side, that's why the toilet bowls always fill up first, typically. So whenever you see that ripple, there's water pouring out of the backside of the trap. It's actually a quart every 15 seconds that's being wasted. Also, as far as flapper leaks, the EPA estimates that 20% of all toilets leak, and a leaky flapper can waste up to between 20 and 200 gallons a day. So it can add up very quickly. Most people don't realize that they have a leak until the water bill goes through the roof, and that's why they call toilets the silent leaker. And like I say, HydroClean alerts you if there was a flapper leak. So here we're going to get into the study a little bit, and everyone has a copy of this, so you can see the little chart here. This study was done by Varitek Consulting. It was 210 people and 325 toilets in a 17-story high-rise. The way that was presented is basically Bill found the location. So Bill Gully from Varitek found the location. We didn't have anything to do with it as far as location or testing pre-data or any of that. And his original analysis was that the building was operating fairly efficiently, but his only recommendation was to replace all the toilets because they had the majority of them were 3.5-gallon toilets. So they presented it to the board. The board voted it down, said no, we don't want to get into that. It's going to open up a can of worms. Maybe I don't know all the logic behind why they didn't want to do it, but they can do. So then Bill presented this to them, saying, "Hey, this is something new. We can test this out, see if there's any water savings." We did that. What we did is we only installed the valve, and we would note if the flapper was leaking. So we installed the valve. We calibrated that mini valve so that you're getting the tank and the bowl both filling up at the exact same time. And basically the way that you do that is you throw a pencil mark inside the toilet bowl, right at the water level inside the bowl, right? So you put a little pencil mark right here. Then you take the valve on this mini valve here, and you shut it about half off. So now you're just gonna flush the toilet, and you're balancing it so that the tank and the bowl fill up at the same rate instead of the bowl filling up first, just dumping all that water down. So we installed the valves on this property, and if there was a flapper leak, we would mark it down, but we didn't tell the tenant or the occupant that there was anything more done than we installed a water-saving device. And within hours and sometimes up to a couple of days, the tenant would call up and say, "Hey, there's a problem with my toilet." Now, that flapper that was in there leaking, it could have been leaking for 3 days or 3 years, who knows? But bottom line is no one made a phone call. So this was enough to prompt them to make a phone call. And now, so let me go through the chart here.